Hey everyone, I know a lot of you are super into cruises, so we pulled together a bunch of articles about what's happening in the cruise world.
Yeah, from the past week. All the hot topics.
Exactly. So think of this as like a deep dive into the latest cruise news. We got everything from norovirus outbreaks to gratuity changes.
New ships. Some operational challenges, too.
Oh yeah, definitely a mixed bag this week.
Definitely. Ready to get into it.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Let's jump right in. Okay, first up, we got to talk about this norovirus thing. It seems like it's been all over the news lately. Outbreaks on like multiple cruise lines, and they're saying it's the worst it's been in over a decade. I mean, it's got to be a little concerning for anyone thinking about booking a cruise,
Well,
right?
yeah, absolutely. You picture yourself, finally on that dream vacation, and then bam, you're stuck in your cabin with a stomach bug. Not exactly the relaxing getaway you had in mind.
No, not at all. You'd be missing out on like everything: the food, the shows, the ports. Ugh, it just sounds awful.
Yeah, it's a nightmare scenario. And the cruise lines, they are saying they're implementing all these stringent cleaning measures. But, well, the fact that these outbreaks are still happening
Right.
kind of makes it wonder how effective those measures really are.
Yeah. Like how much risk are you willing to take, you know, for that perfect cruise vacation? It's a tough question.
Definitely something to think about.
Okay. Let's shift gears a bit, get away from the whole norovirus thing and talk about some specific cruise line updates, starting with, well, Disney cruises are about to get a little more expensive.
Oh, how so?
They're increasing their recommended gratuity amounts for sailings, starting later this week, actually.
Hmm. That's something to keep in mind if you're planning a Disney cruise anytime soon. Got to factor that into the budget.
Yeah, for sure. It'll be interesting to
Yeah.
see if this becomes a trend.
Mhm.
Do other cruise lines follow suit?
Right. Especially in this economy, who knows?
Right. Exactly. Okay, now this next one's kind of interesting. Virgin Voyages, they're known for being all-inclusive, like you don't have to worry about a bunch of extra charges.
Right.
Well, they just made a pretty surprising change to their Wi-Fi policy.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And it's kind of caught some passengers off guard. We won't go into all the details here, but it's definitely something to be aware of if you're booked on a Virgin voyage.
Huh. That's surprising. I would have thought they'd want to keep that hassle-free image.
I know, right? It's a bold move. Okay, so we've talked about norovirus, gratuity increases, Wi-Fi policy changes, but hey, it's not all doom and gloom in the cruise world.
No, absolutely not. The industry is still growing and expanding like crazy.
Yeah, like Celebrity Cruises is adding another ship to their Edge class,
Mm.
which is a pretty big deal because those ships they're all about luxury.
Yeah. It seems like there's a huge demand for those high-end cruising experiences.
Yeah, people want to treat themselves. And it's not just Celebrity. Carnival's also launching new ships, and Norwegian Cruise Line Holdings, they're reporting strong financial performance. So, the industry seems to be doing pretty well overall, even with all the challenges they're facing.
Well, I think they're adapting, right? Like they're figuring out what people want. And right now, that seems to be these mega ships.
Oh yeah, packed with like water slides and like theme parks and just tons of stuff to do on board.
Exactly. It's not just about the destination anymore. The ship itself is like a destination.
Yeah, it's becoming the whole experience. And speaking of experiences, let's talk about, well, Crystal Cruises. They just unveiled their itinerary for their 2027 World Cruise.
Wow, 2027. That's planning ahead.
Right. But I mean, it's a world cruise. It's a pretty big deal. It's like the ultimate travel dream for a lot of people to just, circumnavigate the globe in total luxury.
Yeah, it's bucket list material for sure.
And the fact that they're already planning this far out just shows how much confidence they have in the future of the industry. I mean, 2027 that's still a few years away.
Definitely a good sign.
Yeah. So even though there's all this stuff happening, norovirus outbreaks, changes in policies, it seems like the cruise industry it's still going strong. They're predicting record numbers for 2025.
Yeah, they're definitely banking on attracting more families, especially with all these new mega ships and the onboard experiences.
It's a really interesting time for the cruise industry. Lots of changes, lots of growth, and definitely lots of things to think about for anyone who's, thinking about booking a cruise. So with all this in mind, what do you think the future holds for the industry? I mean, is it smooth sailing ahead?
Well, I think that's the big question, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because we've got these concerns about norovirus, and cruise lines are making some interesting decisions.
Mm.
But at the same time, they're expanding, they're attracting new passengers. It's hard to say for sure.
It really is. I guess we'll all just have to wait and see. And
Exactly.
keep an eye on those cruise headlines.
Because things change quickly.
You got that right.